You read right, folks. Schlep and Law by Mike are going to take this higher, as they should. They honestly need to take this as far as they can go, because this is despicable. Do you know why? More than likely, this is not a confirmation. This is me guessing. Do you know why that I think they banned him in the first place? It wasn't because they were trying to protect the pedos. Nah. You see, the problem is he has a following. And he was showing that following how many predators are actually on Roblox daily targeting children, knowing that they can get what they want because, well, there are so many kids that will do just about anything for Roblox. And they know that. They use that. Absolute vermin. But that's the real issue, that there were so many, and he was exposing that. So they didn't ban him to try to stop vigilantism. No. It was bad PR for them, which is kind of hilarious because banning him, especially with the following that he has, was probably the stupidest thing they could have done. Because I can tell you right now, more than likely, what happened was that one of the higher-ups saw these videos and they were like, oh gosh, well, the more videos he makes, the more unsafe our platform is going to look. Like, he's exposing all of these people. Look at how many of them are here. Like, look at how many of these freaks and creeps are on our thing. You know, we can't have Roblox synonymous with child predators. What can we do? Oh, I know. Let's ban him. That'll cut off all of the content and people will see a lot less of the stuff that's actually going on here that, you know, we haven't been keeping in check or controlling or doing anything about. And that's as far as they thought. How ridiculous. How absolutely ridiculous. Because obviously, you know, you and I, with brains and IQ above room temperature, understand that that just looks like you're trying to protect the pedos. That's what it looks like. You're also very obviously looking like you're trying to hide the fact that there are so many of those absolute disgusting wastes of baby batter on your platform. You're trying to hide that, which makes you look even worse. It's just more proof that all they care about is money. That's it. And you already know that. We already know that. So, as I said, I truly do hope that they take it as far as they can possibly go, and that everybody on the higher-ups are all fired and removed. And I hope they get as much money out of them as possible, because at the end of the day, the only thing that businesses, corporations, anything like that, the only thing they truly care about is money. They don't value human life. They don't value pain, suffering, none of that. They don't value happiness or safety. All they care about is money. And that's the only way to get them to make a change, if you threaten their money. So I hope he goes for as much money as they can. I hope he's going for hundreds of millions of dollars. I hope that if it's possible that he can get $1 billion out of them. I hope and pray that that is the case. Because if this happens, if he wins and big changes are made, this will be a warning, a message to the rest of them. Everybody that does this, everybody that follows suit after Schleps and Law by Mike, should they win, should they make real, definite changes, which I hope and pray that they do, this will inspire more people to stand up to these filthy shills. And I, for one, look forward to it. Because, and I'm not going to get too into it right now because it is the topic of the video, but it's a whole separate thing. The amount of children that suffer from people like that suffer that kind of trauma is staggering. It is staggeringly more common than what you realize. And I'm not just talking about the internet, I'm talking about in person where they actually physically have something done to them. The amount of people that I've talked to, the amount of stories that I've heard, the wounds that I have seen firsthand with my own eyes to these poor, poor people. The adults that I've talked to years after it's happened. It is disgusting how often this happens. And it's happening all over the world. UK is struggling with it just tremendously. If you talk to, especially women, if you've talked to a decent handful of women, at least let's say 5, more than likely at least one of them has suffered that same fate that those kids are suffering on Roblox, or worse, in person, having to deal with that. And if not that, there's an even higher number of girls and women who have suffered general assault, being groped, grabbed, stalked, chased, any of that stuff. And it happens to men too. The amount of that kind of depravity is rampant, and something must be done about it, because none of the people that commit those heinous acts, none of them are even worth the sweat that it took to inject them into their mother, and they need to be treated as such. So, that's what's currently going on. You can check out Law by Mike's video. He talks about what they're going to be doing. I'll leave a link here, but that's all. Just wanted to throw in my 2 cents, wanted to let you know, give you a bit of a summarized thing of it, that basically they're just going to be taking legal action. They're going to be pushing it further, going to be taking it as far as it can go. So that's all. Remember to stay informed so you can stay safe.